Oh, hey, I'm live. I gotta turn on some lights. Oh, that's no good. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, let's do this. So, I started just doing these live instead of typing because, it's early in the morning and I couldn't sleep, so I got up. Decided that I would check in because some of my internet friendlies are up at every hour of the day, different countries. And I can't be online all the time, which, that's just the way it is. But early in the morning for me, and I decided to get up because I couldn't sleep because I'm all annoyed about American healthcare and the fact that it's they still don't they still don't get it. Like, what am I supposed to do? People I deal with on a daily basis, I don't get why monetary spending situations are so difficult to understand sometimes. But I, because I have lifelong illness, chronic, I, spend a lot of time around medical people. And I got to be honest, I've heard some things that are so outrageously not proper medical thinking that no wonder people die. And that's some bullshit. Okay. I mean, I'm going to be one of the statistics, it looks like. No matter what I do, people don't get it. People treating me like I'm like a healthy individual. Like, people think I'm a healthy child. And I'm like, no, I'm a 50-year-old sick woman. Okay? It, it just isn't appropriate. And all of you in the freaking spirit world, yeah, you're going to do it without me. Like, forevermore. I didn't need any kind of spiritual anything. Thanks. But no thanks. So you'll die in the spirit. Okay? No. No, no. Right. That was a very stupid mistake. And it won't happen again. But this my situation is like a shitbag situation. There's all kinds of people who, well, did you try this? Do you really think that I sat around doing nothing and then just one day decided that I might have Parkinson's disease? Anybody who thinks that should stop thinking. You know, over and over and over again, I've been trying to rule out Parkinson's. And over and over again, that's not what's happened. I basically have ruled it in. And all the main parts of it are happening to me. And I have no way to get to a proper neurologist. Okay. I was referred to a proper neurologist because I've been diagnosed with a movement disorder already. Okay. But almost every single one of those things that would indicate Parkinson's are now a part of my life. And the doctor I'm referred to refuses to help me. And so city doctors think that, yeah, all the hospitals everywhere work the same. And that's not true at all. Their rural hospitals don't have consults for anything. Okay, it, none of it, none of it is healthy. None of it is helpful, and none of it is even kind sometimes. Right? Like people trying to test me for it. Right? The only thing I've been trying to rule out, okay, since 2007 is Parkinson's. That's it. Nothing else. But people have no problem trying to use me to kill me. To the point. Right. Wow. Wow. That's why I can't sleep. It's like, no, I've been doing really well with that, but not this time. Nope. I went to the ER. It doesn't. No, it's never gonna make sense. And I didn't ask anybody for a freaking spiritual husband. I know what I'm doing. I always know what I'm doing. Are you spying? What do you need? But don't come asking me. And I don't care if somebody misses me or not. Get it? See, if you miss me, well, too bad. I'm not gonna. I don't give a shit. I use my intuition the way I use my intuition, and it always works out. Yeah, for a lot of people, I'm used to stress. I'm used to being lied to. I'm used to felons. I'm used to hardcore drug addicts because you see, the the, the country folk want to blame the city folk. Okay, you're all just a bunch. It's all just nonsense, and I don't have time for nonsense. Something like Parkinson's disease, you don't just sit around doing nothing about it, right? I mean, I'm already screwed, right? I'm not looking at a long life. Just because you people are afraid of death, and just because, you people think that you have big plans for my life, which there must be some of you out there in spirit. Well, all the doors are closing. There have been too many medical mistakes in my life for me not to be fucking scared to fucking death every time I see a goddamn doctor who refuses. They refuse everybody because nobody wants to get fucking sued or some other shit to just, you know, actually be helpful to another human being. The bureaucracy, doctors don't understand insurance, the old people don't understand insurance. Most people are not nerdy nerds like me. I look at my labs and I know, oh, great, oh, good, still occult blood in my urine. When is that going to go away? Nobody knows. But yet, I still get pressure put on me. Oh, I got to go find a job. A job? Wow. Yeah, most of them do kind of suck. I got to admit. Right? I don't get online to go gossip about people I don't even fucking know. Okay? That who the people who do that, well, now they hear it. It's just that's not why I get online. Okay, there's more important things in life. And anybody else who might be in my situation, who is a female who likely has Parkinson's, oh, trust me, especially if you're going to be out in the rural areas, nobody's, it's just ridiculous. This day and age, year 2022, uh, people are saying that, like, the woman says to me that only men, oh, hi, oh, hi, oh, sorry, I was yakking, I was flapping the app. I see, I didn't look at the thing, right? But it's true. But nobody wants to hear the actual truth. No, you don't want to be lied to about some shit. I, I don't. I'm not in some sadomasochistic relationship that I can't get away from. I'm not a, former drug addict who, I'm not any of those things. And yet, the way people look at me, I can read you people, okay? Nobody gets to force me to pray to anybody, for one thing, okay? I mean, that, no, you don't get to do that either. And past 10 years, sort of like, there are people claiming to be my friends who have vehicles, and, they don't live that far away. hmm But apparently, it's too hard for some of them. They're healthy and they have money, but apparently, it's too hard for some of them to come and check on me. Whatever. But that's the other thing, therapy over the phone. Oh, that's going to end in ridiculous disaster if that becomes practice. Never really works out. Yeah, people lie because you don't want to know the truth. You don't want to admit you might not be the world's best person sometimes. Some people don't want to admit that, hey, hi, right. Unless I'm like some ancient being who may or may not still be on Earth, okay? And then there's dudes who are making sex robots. This is crazy. Like, there's hundreds of thousands of real women. It must be the germaphobes. It must be the germaphobes. I don't know. It's just insane. But I can't even worry about any of that stuff. And no, I don't get online. I can have fun. And, every second for me counts. And every second for anyone else who might have some shitbag fucking craptastic, probably genetic illness, right? But no, I'm not just gonna let it sit. I can't, because every single, now I've got two more tests that indicate, yeah, signs of Parkinson's. It's just, there's no Parkinson's specialist anywhere near me. I can't get rides there. So many are, you're all in this wonderful land where you never have any worries, and people just come and pick you up and get away from me, because that is not truth. Okay? I'm talking about adults over 21. Nothing works like that at all. Nothing. Right. your insurance carrier in the U.S. decides how to treat you, or someone with a God complex who doesn't like to be told that they might be wrong, right? So it's not great. I mean, I would be in a whole lot better situation having a chronic, incurable illness if people understood other people better. And so I get it that doctors have to have like defense mechanisms too, because and medical, right? But Jesus, I'm not the kind of person who would wish Parkinson's on my fucking self. Okay, I don't have genetic information for my family. That doesn't just happen to adopted people. It happens to people who don't know their parents and other kind of stuff, right? But that's the other thing. Medical forms. That's usually not on a medical form. They just expect that every single body is going to know everything about their family. So, yes, hi. I'm sorry, Meg. I got on because I decided to do a video diary. My fine motor skills are not anywhere near what they used to be. And some people want to, call it a spiritual awakening. And I'm just like, yeah, well, I had not been to sleep for years. So somebody else can fucking wake up and do some shit and leave me out of it. And in the United States, nobody in the workplace is allowed to be pushing Jesus on me. And I don't need Jesus pushed on me. Okay? There's so much I don't need. Some people may think they need, but I don't. No one should ever compare themselves to me, and I don't ever compare myself to anyone else. Totally, perfectly fine with myself. Okay? You get older, shit happens, right? Right. One of my boobs has been affected by gravity. Yeah, a little more than the other. Reality, folks. Okay? You want to try and manipulate reality, leave me out of it. Please. Everybody. It's more important that the U.S. healthcare system be as friendly as it can be. Okay? No, no. And I don't ask people for advice anymore because it's just like, hey, I've been living in this body for 50 years. I know myself better than anybody. Trust me, I do. And there are things that I've never told anyone, ever. So, no, there's some people who might be frustrated because they can't read me. And maybe that's because, hey, you're not supposed to, not permitted. So, I don't really know. I know people get online like, who's this dumb bitch? That's how you all think. You write it out loud. Well, no one you're ever going to know. But I'm not famous. Yep, I'm ugly. Uh, Whatever. I mean, the kind of shit that some people get put through is so ridiculous. It's not persecution. It's just fucking right. So the spiritual terrorists, oh, yeah, you're going to cease to exist. So make your peace with it. Okay? Do it now. Just, I don't get online for certain things. And people can have reasonable conversation. But I'm an intelligent person, so I do like to have some intelligent conversation. Okay? All right. But, yeah, I've had to do the live stuff because I can't type that well anymore. So it's just easier for me to do this. And I get online every so often, just leave it open in case there's any internet friendlies I haven't seen in a while. Because, I'm sure many people are just like, she's ghosting me. Like, no, I'm in serious condition in the hospital. Everyone needs to stop doing that crap to each other. It is so ridiculously stupid that I don't want to have anything to do with the internet anymore. Get it? It's not a useful tool anymore. So, what it used to be, it is not anymore. But, you know, and then constantly people are like, oh, I forgot you're sick. Just like I didn't. People expecting me to do things that my body can't even do. It makes no sense to me. Right. I had to tell my pain management guy, I'm like, uh, which one, which decision maker over there? Is it you or is it the insurance company thinks I'm superhuman and never feel pain and can't get taken down by something called Parkinson's? Right? Like, the facts are the facts. I can't rule it out. Every time something else happens, there's more now. Now I have more tests that show, yep, actual Parkinson's type issues. And it's just getting worse as I get older. Right? Bad enough, stupid cancer, but as far as I know, I'm in remission. Okay, great. Oh, but still something is not right. Then I have a doctor who completely and totally, I can't use any of that crap. I had to start all over again because that doctor's, yep, got discredited because he got indicted for, I don't know what the fuck he did. As far as I know, he was selling bad scripts, getting his clients, his patients, whatever. Thanks a lot, Dick. Well, now there's a lawsuit, so I do plan to get litigious this time, but I'm likely going to die before I get there. It's all very conveniently set up that way. But I want to know the people who, insurance companies, how this, like, hey, why does anybody think that for some reason I'm freaking superhuman? It makes no sense. It, the other people, everyone else, I'm just like, okay, and I have malfunctioning body systems occurring at a more rapid pace monthly at this point. And yet, all I get is, well, you can go see a neurologist. I'm like, yeah, I've seen several. None of them understand Parkinson's, which is why I got sent to Johns Hopkins, big famous Johns Hopkins, right? And the guy is like, it's just stress. Excuse me? No, that's not true. Wrong answer, pal. Wrong answer. Well, the good thing is that there's a lot of Parkinson's sort of related advocacy, and I'm an asshole that way. Fine. But now Johns Hopkins is going to have to deal with, yes, a lawsuit, which has been very well documented, by the way. Right. I'm an excellent documenter. in a variety of ways, including song, by the way. So, yeah, this time I can't let it slide. You wanna know why? Because there's females in rural areas like me who may have illnesses, including Parkinson's, that don't just hit men, by the way. Okay? There'd be fewer women, but no fucking way. No, doctor people. No, medical people. Okay? Right? And then yeah, my orthopedist, well, I have no choice but to see the orthopedist more than I would prefer, simply because right, Meniere's disease. Well, if it's not Meniere's disease, then it's Parkinson's. Okay, the urinary stuff, all of it, it matches exactly. Numerous different hospitals, numerous different research. There is really no other alternative if it was Parkinsonism. You understand? There are things that wouldn't happen yet, right? And then I have to find a way to pay for a cab like 150 miles away from me so I can see some guy again. So you can tell me, well, none of these other doctors must be right. Okay. Well, collectively, I would say that at least a couple of them probably are. And these tests were not misrun. And all the things except for maybe one or two, okay? Especially two important things that factor with Parkinson's are there. I don't want Parkinson's, but if I have Parkinson's, I want to know right the fuck now. So if I'm not supposed to be taking this, if I was diagnosed with another illness, but to give a shit in this country is at an all-time low. And the ignorance of people don't understand how insurance works, don't understand how things change. I mean, Obamacare, hey, fuck you, man. You fucked everything up. And all your fucking cronies. And people are dying because of it daily in the US because they just give up. They don't know. They take the wrong meds. They can't get their meds. Things get withheld. Information is not the same online as it is when you go to the doctor. Doctors have told me things, and I'm like, where in the fuck did you get your goddamn medical degree? Well, you need to re up and get reaccredited. Okay? And then there's people online who pretend like they're doctors. I don't know what kind of assistance you need, but some of it is just get offline because people take this advice and it ends up killing them. All the negative things nobody wants to talk about because you want to stay all in your protected little bubbles that nothing is wrong. And the fact of the matter is, yes, there is. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. I've had people tell me they make decisions about whether or not I know a social worker who was in charge of making decisions for an adopted person for adopted people. Like this person making a serious, helping to make a serious life decision about what parents are good for adoption. But her own life is so unhealthy that I have every right not to trust. And I have so many antitrust lawsuit precedences against the United States. It's like I said, right? Oh no, I just need two trial lawyers. I feel like getting famous because the rest of it I got covered. There's so much unconstitutionality at this point in the United States that, uh, you know, I don't even think we have a formalized country anymore. It's insanely stupid. And the thing is that we're not divided at all. None of us are. So, right? Nobody's allowed to pull me into their stupidity. Right? Some of the old boys clubs, you gotta understand doctors, right? Some of us are nerds, including females, and there's no fucking way, in any way, shape, or form, even if I were piss ass drunk, which I haven't been in so long, I can't even remember, I would ever, ever, ever try and push to find out whether or not I have Parkinson's or not. If there weren't so many goddamn signs that I have Parkinson's. But apparently I'm superhuman, and the pain at this point like breaches 10, level 10. And I'm like crazy kind of pain tolerant. So when a person like me gets to the point where like when I get breakthrough pain, it's past 10. Then all the doctors busy. I can't make an appointment. I'm like, what? I can't get there by transporter, or you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have one of those. Okay, I can't ride my fucking bike to a doctor. I can't walk 47 miles to a doctor. Okay, medical transportation is not anything near. Okay, you're all living in your idealist thought, but you refuse to do anything to make it happen. So I understand why US human adults are dropping like flies. The lifespan is not going to increase, it's going to decrease. So what are we going through a culling, are we, or something? Oh yeah, I know. Oh, call the sick ones. Right. That must be the dumbass Satanists who don't realize they're mentally ill. Okay? It's true. But of course, then there's a DSM, which is based on a lie. And so all this modern psychology, gone. Right? And then, of course, see, I know scholarly wise, I spend time with all the professors there. The humanities building, oh no, we don't talk to the scientists. So me, I'm going back and forth like, yeah, you're pretty much both stupid. And I don't think I enjoy academia because of it. So it's the academics who, yes, made me realize, oh no, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And yo, no, 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 no. Right. Pressure everywhere, pressure to publish, so people make up bullshit. I've seen people win awards for, papers that were stolen from someone else. Yeah. So the gloriousness of this planet is not readily evident to me. But I will say that as a human being, I'm going to take the responsibility. I don't want anybody to ever have to go through what I've had to go through. So the adopted people should, at the very least, in the United States, have some sort of at least medical understanding. So genetics can be factored in when they have to see doctors. Right. And, I can't fight for my own life. So I'm priced out of life. Is This is the 100% reality for an actual US American citizen who, by the way, does have a PhD. Right. And, many times when people have come back to me in my life and said, oh, you were right. Or I hear back from other people, oh, she was right. I'm not trying to do it to be right. I'm trying to do it to be helpful. So that other people do not have to suffer like I've had to suffer. It's not appropriate. It isn't right. It's wrong in every way. Every freaking way. And so I know people, they're, bitch about other countries. And I'm like, shut up. Right. Okay. Like, people make America great again. And I'm like, yes, well, that will take all of us. Somebody's waiting for someone else to do it all the time. Just wait for someone else to do it. Yeah. That doesn't make anybody glorious to me. and it doesn't make the healthcare system useful. And basically, I disagree with the constitutionality of it in the first place, but I don't have time, okay, to go to the Supreme Court because no one else will do it. I need to find out if I actually have Parkinson's, and it just comes more and more clear that I do. And the timeline fits with more recent research for uh, early onset, because my symptoms started slowly shortly after I turned 30, and they've only gotten worse since then. Some medications have been helpful, but it's another reason why it's been difficult for the sleep disorder people, because it's kind of like two different sleep disorders, but the only way it makes sense why the sleep disorder people have been problem diagnosing, right, is because it's, yeah, Parkinson's related. I could defend the thesis on this, but I have every bit of medical evidence, and this guy refuses to help me. And now I've also given him a chance. So now I got to take more time out of my life, right? And go and figure out how to get a second opinion. And now I got to find another one. Oh, hi, silent learner. How are you? I'm just bitching online today. So I couldn't sleep. So I started bitching online. Um, it's nice to see you. Anyway, I'm talking about U.S. healthcare system. It's just I'm in this situation, and I'm just tired of it. I mean, anyway, I do a video diary, so I'm 50 years old. Yep, 50. And in the U.S., you get to be around 50. You just don't, you stop giving a crap about things you gave a crap about in the 20s or 30s or 40s. And I give a crap about myself, but it seems that nobody does. So it's ridiculous. So no, I'm not going to be in a vicious cycle. Yeah, I'm not going to be in a vicious cycle. All these words and terminologies you're all trying to use, it's like they don't work. Your word clever craft doesn't work. Some of you, okay? It is. It's ridiculous. It gets to the point where it's just like, oh, I'm pretty sure you are in a different dimension, a lower one, to be honest. Okay, I'm not trying to win an award. I'm trying not to die, and it just seems like most people want that because they just don't give a shit anymore. Who wants to try? Because it's too hard to fight. It's too hard to stand up. I should never have to fight for a single human right. Not one. Not one. No one should. So, you know, there's people, everything. I'm sorry you were depressed. Yes, I understand depression. And I had to get help for it. But depression for me might be an illness. Part of my Parkinson's, people get depressed, but it does suck to be depressed. I feel like you're kind of by yourself in some kind of weird war or something. I don't know. But it's just not true, though. Yeah, when Corona, I know a lot of people. I I had to move. I had to move in with um one of the people in the neighborhood because he lived alone, and when Corona started, he couldn't handle it. Yeah, well, yeah. I try not to look at it like it's a struggle, but I did. I moved in with a neighbor because he couldn't handle being by himself. He was, yeah, a lot of people couldn't handle COVID at first. I'm more used to being alone, so it didn't bother me the way it bothered other people. But well, are you still on? What does that mean? But alas, your struggles are going to be over. Are you feeling better? What are you saying, silent learner? Or have you gotten past all that kind of stuff? Because I've gotten past a lot of it, but there's too much resistance for me sometimes. And I don't have any family, they're dead. So the regular, everyday kind of, oh, whoa, simple fix. No, not simple fix. Not at all simple fix. But that's something depression people are. Oh, it's okay. An Asian. Yeah. I don't know what it's like. I know it's in the US. The kids are all behind and uh, people are discombobulated. Some things are like that too. There's not a lot of consistency anywhere. Just everything's all in sort of scattered. Um, but I don't have kids in school, and I don't know. I know that I was glad I was doing online uh, university during COVID because I didn't have to stop any of my studies or they didn't get disrupted that way. But I know a lot of people who aren't used to being alone. So anyway, I got up this morning because I just couldn't. This is. I know I must be having a little bit of a hard time because usually I will sleep through the night or go back to sleep, but not this time. Not this time. I'm just. I don't know. There are a lot of different misconceptions that people have in different countries about every country, too. I know people in different countries, and God bless them. I take hockey seriously too, Canadians. You gotta understand, right? But the Canadian healthcare system may have its difficulties, but the U.S. healthcare system, yeah, we gotta pay for it and get the same problems. Just what, right? That's insane. It's just insane. It's insane that right there's some people expect that I can get right from one doctor and go to work, and yeah, I can't even. It's so ridiculous that I sometimes want to just check on and hope maybe somebody's playing a cosmic joke on me because otherwise, mm, I mean, it is insane, some of it, but I'm not superhuman. And I never told anybody I was. And, you know, I just want the right diagnosis. But I know I've already been diagnosed incorrectly once. But one doctor, yep, already can't use that. You know, he got indicted because he was hitting on his clients and apparently supplying half Harford County with bad scripts. Jeez, I don't know. How's that my fault? Right? But it fucked up my life pretty badly. Then he double dosed me on Zolpidem, which I didn't know. Yep, I was on a dose that wasn't, yeah, medically sound, which I didn't know. Yep. And then suddenly, weird spiritual crap. when idiots online breaking into my computer and talking about shit that's just like, what the hell are you doing? Oh, you want to kill me? Well, you're going to have to come closer to do it. Is all I can say to anybody. So, but I'm not one of those people online to hide from other people, right? I mean, just I don't have anything to hide. And yeah, anybody try and blackmail me, boy, you get frustrated and die before you actually get a hold of anything that would be useful to you. Yeah, but I refuse to apologize to anybody for giving a crap. It is a deep, deep concern for me, you know, making sure if I'm on medication that I'm not taking medication that's making it worse. I already had to come off medication because it was making it worse. I'm going through this, and it took 2 years for them to figure out, hey, I shouldn't be on gabapentin for that high dose. So we suffer until they figure it out. Horseshit. I'm not a part of an experiment, social or otherwise, and it's absolutely wrong thinking. People have these notions sometimes that they know way more than they think they know. And that's dangerous, to be honest. But there's just no way. So, um, yay! I'm in remission from cancer after all this time. More test results that indicate Parkinson's. So I'm paralyzed. My GI system, slow paralysis. Uh, and I have little tears and muscles and ligaments here and there. I fall a lot. And some medications will help, but some medications just make things worse. I had to come off the pain meds just because I, I wanted to take a small break from the opiums, but that's it. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid that because this last month has been particularly painful. And it sucks ass. But, then there's all this other crap because, people started getting prescribed, overprescribed, and then addicted. Now it's even harder when you're in horrible pain. You got to be like lying on the floor, freaking clutching yourself in pain, screaming obscenities these days before someone will attempt to give you pain management. Because lawsuits and other kind of shit. And I'm like, well, if I sign fucking paperwork says I'm not gonna fucking sue you, could you actually trust someone occasionally? Not all of us are out to get high. So, most now just look at everybody suspiciously, and then they'll put you through a bunch of shit and pain and horrible crap. Oh, I guess she's not kidding. No, I'm not kidding. Not joking. Not playing a game. None of it. None of it's funny. None of it. Right? I'm sure there's someone who thinks, look, we defeated her. We won. Idiots. 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 So, and that's the other thing that I've been having to deal with. Like, some people are, I don't know, thought they were being helpful or something. And they're just going to have to be understanding. It's like, nobody's hurt my feelings. But apparently, the other people get hurt feelings because they think I'm ignoring them or something. I've been in and out of the hospital. Last 10 years. That's what has been happening with me in my life. Right. I don't get online anymore because this kind of communication is so harmful to so many that I don't even suggest it. Even the people I may not even like, none of it's worth it. So anyway, it's just one of those nights. Ah, and but then people are like, well, don't commit suicide. And I'm like, well, if you would leave my life, I probably would not do that. I mean, but anyway, just a regular person who is tired of being attacked by random people who don't know me at all. And there are a lot of people who I've been around, and they're the ones, it's usually their world, right? So people who've known me, yeah, they don't know that much about me, though, at this point. But that's usually what happens. Okay, well, what's my favorite color? Well, that's interesting because I know all that stuff about a lot of people I know. So after a while, just screw it. So I just now turn into another regular old black ice. There'll be no more fun coming out of me for, that's just what it is. No more fun coming out of me. And, some people try and demand fun out of me, and I'm just like, are you going to pay me ridiculous amounts of money? Right. Because I have a shitbag situation for health, which I did not cause myself. So, but I also put this online because it documents one person's intelligent assessment, sober, clean, clear, intelligent assessment of why a lot of people in the US are self dosing and self medicating and trying to experiment in their basements and making interesting salves that don't, because nobody knows what else the fuck to do. So somebody's picking favorites. Somebody thinks that the world is much more bright and sunshiny than it might just be. But I'm not going to wreck somebody's day. I'm just going to say it's just not true. Not for adults in the US. It isn't. And unfortunately, I know some people who have a good bit of money. And yeah, of course, they're going to try and shove me out of their life because I'm going to say, yep. And most of it was ill gotten gains because you weren't paying attention and you rather just not know. So I can't be your friend anymore because, right, you're responsible for it. And stealing from the poor in ridiculously deadly ways. So, how am I supposed to walk around the planet, right? And not say things out loud? And I'm going to document it. So, it doesn't even matter if I die, it's already out. Right? It's just no way. I'm not even going to try anymore. Somebody is going to figure the freak out that I can't fight for my own life. Just, that's such a ridiculous request. So silly. The whole thing is, um, nobody else. It's not gonna happen to anybody else. Yeah, I'm that kind of asshole. But ridiculous or not, people who don't understand healthcare stuff in the U.S., it's like, well, I'm becoming a well-informed individual at this point. Not because I wanted to, and not because I chose to, or not because it was something that makes me happy or that I love to do. Just welcome to real life, folks. And most of you don't even know how to live that, especially in the US. So there are people like, yep, there's medical stuff that's just like, hi, marijuana, I know, right? But smoking it gives you cancer and emphysema and all this other shit. So there's no health benefit to smoking marijuana. You can't get that by any reasonable medical situation, everybody. However, right, concentrate on, yep, something you don't smoke, then the health benefits may be there. But a lot of pot smokers don't want to admit that you don't know what it does to your serotonin levels. And serotonin storms can land you in a hellhole you think you can't get out of. So, all these things are true. I'm not bullshitting anybody. So, but I don't really think anybody's in charge of our government anymore. It's like, huh. No, I think we're pretty much just like free rolling at this point. Yeah, I don't know. But we do have a constitution in the United States of America, and it has not been wiped out. You understand? Like, still standing. It's still there. It's still the same constitution. Yes, the constitutionality of everything can be checked. Right? But all of you are like, oh, well, we got over on the man and all that. It's like, well, unfortunately, the way the United States is set up, see, you think you're getting over on the man, but really what you're doing is getting over on your fellow taxpayer. And see if they find that out, well, then they might not be too happy about it. All the things that everybody knows nobody wants to talk about. Right. Well, fine. Then you can call me. Take me out. But leave everybody else the fuck alone. I mean, I should not have anywhere near the kind of issues I should have getting certain kind of quality health care. And I am extraordinarily in tune with my own body. So, right? And then there's organizations, there's no oversight, there's no enforcement, there's no compliance, there's no nothing. I You don't want police? Okay, well then I don't want to live in the same world with anybody. You don't want authority? I will not live in the same world with you. Okay, you guys want chaos and all the other crap that you want, and whatever you want, whenever you want it, I leave this world one way or the other. No one gets to dump on me about anything. No one does. And INFJs are too important to this world. But by the time you all fucking figure it out, it'll be too late. And oh well. But the U.S. healthcare system just needs some serious improvement. I I don't agree with the DSM, and I started checking in on the five when they were putting it out for some, and there were several other ways to assess certain situations, and there are too many ways to misdiagnose individuals, and a lot of it's based on a fucking lie. So if you really want to be healers and helpful to people, don't use the DSM. I mean, the whole thing should just go. You don't need it. But people are spiritual, people have souls, people have feelings. They're allowed to have feelings. They're human beings, have feelings. Okay? It happens. People get confused, all sorts of shit, life changes, things that may not affect some people will totally down someone else. And so I'm aware of all these things. And I can only do what I can do to make as many out loud comments about stuff before I die, which will probably be happening a lot faster than I thought, maybe, thanks to the U.S. healthcare system and people who claim to be friends or whatever the fuck, whatever. So anyway, I appreciate people checking in. I think I'm just gonna try and have some coffee and start my work day while I have energy. So I should get off here, but I will be coming on here more and more. Just audio diary typing for me is harder now. Um, I mean, I can get my fingers to work, my hands, but I left hand will start not working right. That's been happening to me for quite some time, uh, and so all of it put together does look a lot like Parkinson's. And if it isn't Parkinson's, well, I still have similar symptoms, and so it's still stuck's just as bad. But anyway, um, everybody really does need to know that COVID's still happening, and it doesn't matter where you are. There's still people totally, you know, lives wrecked. You should consider that. People say, "Well, how should that affect you?" I'm like, because we live in a human society, all on the same planet, and everything we do is basically together as humans, whether anybody wants to freaking admit that or not. Right. Anyway, so thanks for stopping in. I'm gonna get off, but anytime anybody is online that I usually talk to or new people, I I can't really come to your chats or do that stuff right now, and I haven't been able to because I'm just in and out of hospitals all the time, and taking tests. But I'm not trying to ignore or avoid or ghost anyone. I have serious health situations that I have to deal with, and so anybody that took it personally is like, well, now you freaking know. Right. People shouldn't just automatically assume that. And some of you are not good psychics, by the way. You can get any of it right. So don't ever bother me with that again. But try every day. Just, even when it's a shit bag day, okay? I know about them. See, I'm not one of those ones walking around. It's always a good day. No, the hell it isn't. Yeah, quit that shit. Be genuine about it, people. Right? Some people will understand. Yeah, some people tell me I don't want to hear it. I'm like, okay, well, you're gonna get it tomorrow, but what the hell? Right? See what I'm saying? People should be more give people more leeway. All people should, but uh, be kind is the best way. And sometimes being kind is just like telling somebody, having the world's greatest day. So at least they know, okay? Okay. But take care, and I'm sure I'll be back on at some point more and more. Have a good night.